I drank enough to get me blacked out at all times. I was going out to the bars and getting absolutely obliterated.
Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So guys, talk about how these chicks are broke as a joke. Talk about how they have bastard kids. We talk about how they're burned out because they have all these stupid jobs that don't really mean anything but work them to death, right? What we don't really talk about much is just how all these chicks are all addicts now. You know? Antidepressants, hard drugs, alcohol. Guys, these chicks are all over the place. And this is all because of this feminist, strong, and independent experiment.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Guys, they're alcoholics. Women are abusing alcohol more than any other time in history. Even more than men, you know? And of course they have to talk about it on TikTok, because here we have a chick right here who's going to explain to us the extent of her abuse of alcohol, right? Guys, buckle in for this. Guys, never, ever, ever, ever date a chick who's an alcoholic, a junkie, any of this stuff, guys. Because once you're an alkie, always an alkie, you know? And guys, they're going to make that problem your problem. So guys, we'll get into this. Before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 51304. Please go and check that out. That's linked in the description. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. Guys, I'm offering memberships now, so please hit the join button or the link in the description, because memberships really help this channel out. And thanks to all you guys that are already members. I really appreciate that. And let's get into this.
Hey guys, I'm Riley. I'm an alcoholic. How much was I drinking in active alcoholism? Lots and lots, girl.
Look
Lots
at
and
that.
lots. On a real note, that is a very hard question to answer because it varied. But I can tell you this, I drank enough to get me blacked out at all times.
Look at that.
And if there's a will, there's a way, especially with alcoholics. So let me lay it out for you like this. And I'm talking about my relapse, okay? Because that's my most recent experience with alcoholism. In my relapse, when I had a job, I would wake up in the morning and either A, have my own personal bottle of booze that I would take pulls from, but that was less common. What was more common is B, I would wake up and go to the liquor store and buy little mini shooters. You know, the 99s, the like banana flavored, the peppermint, getting goosebumps thinking about it, those ones. I would buy a few of those, enough to get me, you know, good and buzzed before work, and maybe have a little extra to drink during work. Because then when I got off work, I was going out to the bars and getting absolutely obliterated.
And getting free drinks. Because she's a woman, right? You know? I wonder if anyone's ever looked at the correlation between chicks getting free drinks. Like, if it's easier for a chick to be an alcoholic because of the free drinks. It makes sense, right? You know?
Okay, because in my relapse, I had a lot of friends, people living downtown that I would stay with so that I could drink and not have to drive, so that I could bar hop and have no worries. And that way I could wake up downtown and walk just wherever my car was. And so I had the funds to do that. I was a server. I was able to maintain some sort of cash flow in order to buy the booze that I needed, get my fix. I really did not have to worry as much until I lost my job. When I lost my job, my money ran out really, really quick. Duh. I would wake up and have spent like $400 at the bar and have no idea how I did that. I do know how I...
Whoa, she spent $400 at the bar? I guess she's not pretty enough. She couldn't even have simps buy her drinks at the bar. Yikes.
do that. I was buying double shots of tequila. People were putting stuff on my tab, obviously, but I always drank double shots of tequila back to back, and there will be Rumplemints involved. But that was my signature, like that was my go-to. That was my drink of choice, if you will, my DOC. And that shit added up, but a lot of people, I would say, put it on my tab. Girl, you don't even have a paycheck. What are you talking about? So Yeah, I wasn't an isolated drinker. I think a lot of people that are asking the question, like, how much did you drink? An isolated drinker would be able to answer that question a lot easier. What is an isolated drinker? It's somebody who isolates and drinks, like somebody who is just, that the type of alcoholic that is in their room, drinking themselves to sleep every night. I was more of a social alcoholic, okay? I still like to go out, still like to party and cause problems and stuff. And honestly, I don't know which is worse, okay? Because isolated drinking, yes, you put yourself at risk for safety, harming yourself, all of that. But social drinking, you're in the public eye getting fucked up and having no memory of it. So which is worse? You tell me. I don't know. But yeah, so when I had, and here's the thing, once I lost my job, that is when I started losing my belongings, okay? Because I would take a $250 worn 3 times pair of shoes to Plato's Closet and they'd offer me $25 for them and I'd take it. That's how desperate I was to get booze. And I kind of started running out of stuff to pawn, stuff to sell. I tried to take this laptop one time and they wouldn't buy it from me without the charger, and thank God, because this is like my lifeline now. But yes, I tried to pawn that. I tried to pawn these. I'm grateful they didn't let me pawn those. But I got real desperate and I just somehow always made shit work. I had friends that would give me money sometimes.
Guy friends who would give her money, right, guys? Come on.
I would come up with lies. I, would talk to my family and come up with lies. I'd tell them that my car got towed when it had not been towed. And yeah, I lied and manipulated my way into money all the time. And it's fucked up. And that's just like where alcoholism would take me. So it's hard for me to answer how much I was drinking during my alcoholism because once I started, there was no stop. So hopefully this maybe helped answer some of your questions about how much I drank and what my alcoholism looked like. Give you a little bit more insight into my demented mind. Anyways, alcoholism is insidious. It's insane. It makes us do things we would never normally do. I look at that now and I shiver at going to Plato's Closet because I know they're going to give me like $5 for $500 worth of shit. So I don't even step foot there unless I'm shopping for myself. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If this helped one person, then I've done my job today. Bye.
For that, guys, never, ever, ever put up with this, guys. Because she could fall off the wagon at any time. And guys, there's still these simps, these
Beta!
who want to date this chick. I can save her, man!
Here I come to save the day!
No, you can't. This chick here says, my first stint in detox, I was at a 0.472. Look at that. A blood alcohol level of 0.47. That's crazy. How is she still alive? Look at all these chicks. Just lost my job because of drinking. Someone says, did you ever get a tattoo under the influence and not remember that you did it? She says, thank God, no. Jesus. Look at that, guys. Guys, we're seeing this more and more and more all the time. This person says, did you drink and black out every day? I would think that I wasn't an alcoholic because I was only blacking out on weekends. She says, I was mostly blacking out or browning out. Man, look at that, guys. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Guys, nope. This isn't inspiring to me. This shows you guys what you need to stay away from. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, guys. I am out of here. Have a good one.